All right, what's up, guys? So let's. I'm gonna do this reaction to this video that I saw a little bit of it, but I wanted to fully react to it. It's a long video too, like 7 minutes. 7 minutes for a TikTok video. That's pretty long for those kind of videos. So, react to it, talk about it. So let's check it out.
Answering today, I'm so glad you didn't ask, what are the benefits of having a wife in today's society? Why are 80% of divorces initiated by women? How come women don't want to be wives anymore? So since y'all keep throwing this around on the internet, we're going to go ahead.
Man. God. Yeah. This attitude is... And this is a single woman too, so yeah.
And we're going to talk about it for real. I'm not pulling no punches. I'm going to shoot straight from the hip. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not that we don't want to be wives anymore. Marriage was always the goal. It's that we want to be husbands. That's right. We want to be husbands. You want to know why? Because husband privileges are lit, but wife do.
What does a single woman know about husband privileges? Right? What? It's like, this is where, and like I said, I watched a little bit of this. This is the ridiculousness of it, right? Where women think that there's so much privileges to be a husband. There's really not. It's better. You're better off as a boyfriend than a husband. It is utterly ridiculous that women think there's privileges for being a husband. Divorce is about, like she's saying, right? Or in her little crazy rant in the beginning, women file 80% of divorces. Doesn't sound like a privilege to me, right? Men do not care for the failure of marriages. Generally, they don't. Marriages is like it's a coin toss, right? It's about 50-50 chance. It's like, what benefit? It's ridiculous.
Wife duties at present in America. Oh, I know you guys absolutely love taking offense to any logical point that I make while listening to some $1 million
logical point. It's literally your opinion, not a logical point.
Podcaster who's built like a Greek god, dates supermodels and drives a Lambo, but why you're listening to a man who's never walked a mile in your shoes is a little bit befoozling. These men are out of touch with reality.
Never walked in a mile in the man's shoes, and yet she understands what husband privileges are. You walked in a mile of a husband's shoes? This is the hypocrisy of women.
They don't know the day-to-day in 80% of American households. And on the off chance they ever did decide to get married, their wife would have a nanny, a secretary, a maid, a personal chef. And if she didn't, she'd have nothing but time to dote on her husband's every single whim. So some alpha male red pill podcaster jamming down your throat that your wife isn't submissive enough or feminism is the problem is a little bit absurd. At present, all Americans have...
Men, right? In general, they're not dying for submissive women. They are dying for appreciative women. Men are not, like, literally, right? Average men, they're not crying. They're not demanding submissive women. I mean, yes, in the comment sections, they would love it, but truthfully, right? In reality, most men just want appreciative women. Women that appreciate a man's work, right? Appreciate that there is a man. Appreciate that, you know what? He's trying. Appreciate that he loves his family, he loves his wife. He's trying everything he can for his wife. That's what men, right? General men, average men want. Appreciation.
Have to work. We have to work to survive. Case in point, you can't even kick your adult kids out anymore. They don't stand a fighting chance in this economy. If you are of adult age, you have to work. You have to contribute.
I do agree, right? And this is the thing, right? Average people, relationship is naturally 50-50. I don't know, right? Many average, family, they're automatically, it's like, they're not automatically asking for submissive wives or stay-at-home wives. They're not. I mean, if they could, great. If they can't, they're not dying for that. They would like contribution. They would like partnership. Men want to contribute what they can contribute, while the women contribute the same, or just of an equal value to the relationship. So it can be a stable relationship, stable partnership where you can both, prosper. Right? You bring in your income, she has her income, you come together, you make it work together. And I agree. Today's economy, average people, you can't afford, right, stay-at-home wives or any of that shit. You can't. You can't afford stay-at-home anything. Not the majority.
And being a wife and an employee is a conundrum that a lot of husbands just aren't registering today.
So being a husband and an employee that's not different. This is the thing, right? This is why I said, right? The appreciation that men are asking for. Why is it that we make it seem like a wife, right, is like has such a wide range of duties, and the men don't.
Hey, now let's not get it confused, because I know what you're thinking when I say we want husband privileges. That means you think that we can now have a cage fight and we're equally yoked, because that's...
No, we're not asking men privileges. What husbands go to the cage and fight? This is the thing. See, this is the part, right? Where's her logic? Her logic seems so extreme, so off. That doesn't even make sense. Who's talking about husbands, right? And fighting in cages? And equally yoke? What? This is the thing, right? Why I said it. Listening to women is a headache. It is a no. Don't. Because, sorry, they have no logic. I mean, very few of them, right, make it logical. They actually put emotion into it. Their logic is very emotion based. So it really doesn't make sense. Unless you are, like women, emotional in logic, then of course it's going to make sense to you. But if you stand by and dissect things, who talks about husband and cage fighting? What husband is... What?
I mean, no joke to you, but no. I mean, like, you know how nice it would be to come home to a cooked dinner and a clean house after a long...
What? You make it seem like men do not contribute, okay, to cleaning the house, to maybe cooking. It's like, see, this is why a woman that does not really know what it is in a marriage. I have married family members, okay? My brother-in-law, he cooks. My sister does not cook, rarely. And I'm not saying even specific cases. I'm more saying, right, in today's day and age, men do chip in. I 100% believe men chip in where they can. A lot of things you don't understand, right? The dynamic of marriages where, fine, a man chips in. The issue is, right, when he chips in, if he's being nagged on, being like talked down to, right? Like, oh, what? You can't do like that. It's like, you don't understand the dynamics, right? If a man is like cleaning something, and the wife says, oh, what? No, that's not how you do it. You shouldn't do it like that. When you talk to like a child, that's when men will shut down. Will say, fine, okay. You want to do this? You know what's best for it? Then okay, you could do it. This is why, right? Throughout time, or modern day society, right? Men have stick to more laborious jobs. Okay, I guarantee you, men would switch the cooking and cleaning. For women to, let's say, mow lawn, throw trash, uh, maybe carry anything heavy. Men would switch it. This is the thing, right? You don't understand, right? It's about partnership. So we decide, okay, what's gonna what's a good way to you know, make the relationship work. So like I said, a wife cook and clean, men do the labor's job. Picking, carrying things heavy, moving things, mowing lawn, whatever, right? That's what we always designate. She finds things, okay, that she makes it seem like that's what only women do. So you don't talk about what men do, but you focus on what women do. It's like, how's that logic? It seems like you're just talking like emotionally, because you only see one side, right? Cooking and cleaning, coming home from a long day. This is the thing, right? And I've heard a lot of like Reddit stories, a lot of other people's stories where if it is the man, right, home first, I've heard men cook, right? Or men prepare dinner or something. I mean, for me, like, I'm terrible cook. So really, I haven't had a girl want to cook, but I'll take her out or I'll order something in. I'm not really a cook, but cleaning is fine. It's not that hard to sweep, not that hard to wash dishes, not that hard to do laundry. Being a single man, I do that on my own. So really, it's like the ridiculousness of it. You make it seem like men don't cook and clean. Men literally live on their own. So this is the thing where she's just talking from an emotional state of mind.
Long day of work, hand my check off to somebody else, let them worry about the bills, tinker in the garage while the kids run amok. And
tinker in the garage. What is this? 1930s? 1950s? I mean, like, her view of marriage is like Stone Age. I mean, this is a thing. And this is why, right? Where women nowadays, they don't know marriage because they, one, don't have anyone around them that's married. Two, they've never been married themselves. Or three, they've only even been with toxic men. So, their views are very skewed.
My wife corrals them, spend a Sunday drinking beer and watching.
Also, it's funny, right? Many men are active in their children's lives, especially modern day men. This is a thing, right? Women are so stuck on this notion that men haven't evolved, men haven't changed. Men have. One of the craziest notions, right? How, let's say, this is like, I wouldn't say like an urban, it's like a stereotype, right? Of black men being deadbeat dads. But statistically, black men are one of the most active fathers, right? Out of pretty much all races. So that's one stereotype that's debunked. I think another is other races of dad are maybe not as active, but they are just as active, right? They are close to it. Like, it is ridiculous that it is absolutely ridiculous, right? When my son was born, I was like, I loved, like his mom. We had a schedule, right, where his mom went to sleep at night and I stayed up pretty much all night. Well, not all night, because my son was sleeping too. So when he wakes up, or like every few hours I wake up and I feed him, it's like, it's just, women are just ridiculous.
TV while somebody else cooks and cleans, have my socks matched, my laundry done and put away. I didn't have to do that. My coffee ready in the morning. Like, all of the above sounds amazing. Sign me up. Even
you make it seem like women are doing this for men. Like, It's like, what? It's just mm.
If it's not all the time, even if it's only 25% of the time, maybe 40% if we're being generous, right? But husband privileges are lit while wife duties are insane. You know, the reality for a lot of married working mothers is that they have to do all of the above while still working 8 to 10 hours a day, 5 days a week at a job they hate with a bunch of other married men who sweetie honey baby them or sexually harass them until their head is ready to explode just so they can go home at night and still have to cook, clean, and do laundry, all while maintaining a look, diet, exercise, hair, and nails, because God forbid you let yourself go for a second. Then you're not really a woman. You're not feminine anymore.
Man, the bitterness. It's like, you know, this is the thing, right? Many people, like, my comment sections, all this shit, saying, like, oh, you seem better in this stuff. Do I? Really? Because the crap you hear, right? The insanity that's spewed, it gets tiring. Right? What? It's like, you make it perceive that men are asking wives to go on diets, to go exercise. You make it seem like men are asking you to stay whatever. You make it seem like husbands are making wives do absolutely every. She has not yet said anything, a single thing a husband does. So in her crazy story, a man does nothing. He literally does nothing. And a woman does everything in a marriage. It's ridiculous. The assumption that if you become a wife, you do absolutely everything. And yet, you have people still wanting to get married. Seems weird. Seems weird that this supposed narrative doesn't make sense. Why? Right? When if a woman becomes a wife, she's absolute slave. And yet women still do it. It sounds weird. It's very weird to me. Or maybe these are the type of women that is pushing a propaganda. Right? These feminist women that's pushing that propaganda. Pushing that propaganda that, okay, marriage is terrible. Men do absolutely nothing in marriages. Women do everything. Everything, right? That's done in a marriage, women do. It's absolutely one-sided. That's why, right? Because marriages are one-sided. That is why women are filing for divorce at an 80% rate. That's why, right? It's not cheating, right? It's not women cheating. It's not women getting bored of a man. It's not women, like, being interested in other men. Or just tired of the lifestyle, like, he's not making enough. No, because they're just slaves. Women are slaves in marriages, right? The absolute insanity.
All while attending to everybody's administrative affairs and oddities, school pictures, choir recitals, gymnastics, karate, football practice, football games, football snacks that you gotta hand decorate, because if you don't, you're the worst mother on the team.
God, this is why women are single. Right? And this is why, right, women are like, this is why modern day women are just not marriage material. I literally go to, like, my daughter's dances, like, because those are times, like, I can bond with her. I literally just took my daughter to Halloween, trick-or-treating. That was fun, right? It was nice. These are the women that, like I said, right? And I think she's, like, in her late 30s, right? This is why I said, as women get older, they get harder to deal with. The trauma field, right? And you know what? here's another thought, right? You're not only trauma filled from your own trauma as women, right? I believe they absorb other people's trauma, right? I think she's taken like stories from, I don't know, the 1950s, 1960s, right? The terrible stories, and adding those, you know, story traumas onto her own self to bitter herself even more. So, yeah, amazing.
You got to take them to doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, optometrist appointments, emergency room visits, sick visits that you have to take off of work for and your mail boss just doesn't understand, all while restocking all of the toiletries, groceries, cleaning supplies, clipping coupons, and going to parent-teacher conferences, tending to everybody's sick days except your own, because apparently being an adult woman means you just don't get sick. Or if you do, absolutely nobody cares. And majority of married working mothers are citing that they are single mothers. They are single married mothers. And
you know why? Because they're unappreciative. Just like this woman, right? She's like I said, not a single thing she sees a man doing. She doesn't see a single thing men would do. This is the disgustingness.
The saddest part about all of this, which I know you guys see, you have eyes, you have brains, you love throwing around the fact that 80% of divorces filed are by women. Yes, when women are leaving, it's not for infidelity or money issues.
How the hell it's not? That's when it's filed. Cheating rates for men and women are about equal. Where's her logic? Literally, right? What is filed, right? What is said, the reasoning, money and infidelity is one of the highest. And then where's she backing her shit with logic?
Or even abuse for that matter. It is simply because they need a break. They need a break. That is the primary reason that most divorce attorneys are citing that women at present are filing for divorce. They are throwing their entire marriage.
What? Where's her logic in that? Where's her citing for that? Lack of communication issues. Like I'm looking for reasonings, right, for divorce. It's like I don't see none that says a break. This is why I said don't listen to women.
Away just so they can get a break. And I really just want you guys to register the magnitude of that last statement. They're throwing out a lifetime commitment just so they can get a break. So before you ever ask, what are the benefits of having a wife, or telling a woman, you're going to die alone, get cats, sir, I'm pretty sure that's the point, right? Because all I got to do is scoop the litter and leave a can of food out. It's hassle-free cuddles and companionship. Like,
I saw this TikToker, right, said, why do women want to do it with cats, right? It's the least amount of effort. And yeah, she's agreeing to it. You don't have to do so much effort. Why wouldn't they want a dog who's loyal, who's loving? Why? Because you have to put more effort in. I would like to put an argument that women are just lazy, right? The commitment, the effort that you need to put into a relationship is so much harder than you just being alone. Why not just say that? That you're just lazy, right? Just say you're lazy. That you don't want to put so much effort into, a relationship. And stop making up these fucking lies. Stupid ass lies. It's like absolute lies, but whatever.
In the event of divorce, even if the father only gets the children every other weekend, that is 4 days out of the month of uninterrupted downtime. No working, no children, no nothing. Okay? You could sleep.
You know, there's also a statistic, right? Oh, God, what was it? Like 60% of divorcees get remarried. Right? I think it's for women. Over half look to get remarried. It's weird. It's weird that her propaganda, her narrative of such one-sided relationships for women, and yet they will look to get remarried. That's weird. It's weird to me, right? Why would you want to do something that you obviously suffered so much from? That's so one-sided. She makes it seem like all marriages are like that, right? Or majority, right? She literally just said women did everything, right? The majority of marriages, women are doing everything. It's not like she gave other examples.
You could shop, you could clean without having to immediately clean afterwards. You could date again. Yeah, that's right. Have a date.
You don't have to immediately clean after. It's like the shit you say you can do.
Date night with somebody who does want to romance you or maybe appreciates your sense of humor a little bit. It is about being a fucking human. And here's what really bothers me.
Why is it only human for one side? It's like this is why I said, right? Oh God, women are just detestable. Like these feminist women are just disgusting.
The absolute most about it is the cycle. It's the cycle that nobody acknowledges from both parties, right? Majority of men don't realize how much of a blessing having a wife is until they lose her. And even then, they don't acknowledge it. They become bitter and angry, and they say they feel unseen and unheard. And this is the energy exchange that happens when divorce takes place, right? The women spent the entire marriage feeling angry and bitter and unseen and unheard. And when they leave, guess what? It's the man's turn. Now
No, he was like that throughout the whole marriage too. It's like, God, this is God, women are stupid. Women like this are stupid. Are so emotionally selfish. Let's say this, right? All these things she said, right? Unheard, all these things, right? Whatever. Let's suppose a woman felt like this during a marriage. How do you believe she would be treating her husband? Right? With amazing love and care? I don't think so. So, if she's supposedly feeling this so terrible, right? This terribleness. You think she's not affecting his mood? Not affecting how she treats him? So, now you're both just in hell. So, you make it seem like a man is like loving this. And here's the thing, right? The funny thing is that here's a woman that has criticized passport bros. And it's like, this is the funniest thing, right? That she's criticizing men going somewhere else to look for wives. When here's a woman that says wives here, right, are unhappy. So they don't want to be wives. Great. So if you don't want to be a wife, why complain that men go other places to look for wives? And it's funny. It's mad funny. That this is the woman that also said, that's why women are utter hypocrites, saying that, okay, for what a woman won't do for him, another woman will. Okay, you're unhappy. Great. Move on. It's like men have men have literally said that they're done, or at least, you know, internet men, right? Has said that they're done with marriage in the Western world, right? Great. Let's do it together, right? Why marry these trauma-filled, women? Because it's tiring.
He's out there thinking his ex-wife is getting her groove back because she dropped 30 pounds and looks amazing. In reality, she just finally has uninterrupted downtime to take a nap or make it to the gym. Meanwhile, he's tuning into some billionaire playboy who's giving him something to point the finger at. Also, he can dodge accountability. Women don't take accountability. It's feminism. It's feminism's fault, right? And feminism, sir, did not ruin your marriage. You did. Okay, feminism gave your wife the legal ability to leave when it all went to shit, and she could.
She could always. Divorce was. When did divorce? Women could start divorcing in 1848. Ain't that something? I think, wasn't feminism like way later? I see the logic. I see this woman talking about logic. She can't even look up a fact. Women could legally divorce their husband. And in 1848, the Married Women's Property Acts were passed, making it easier for women to claim property and other marital assets. And listen to this, right? Let's give her even a little more leeway. However, it was not until 1937 that the laws were changed following for divorce in case of bigamy, desertion, insanity, drunkenness were able to be proved. Whatever. Let's say 1937, okay? 1930s. I'm pretty sure feminism still wasn't around like that. Was it? I don't think so. The insanity.
Take it anymore. And guess what? She's out there dating recent divorcees that feel exactly the same way you do. They just pretend they don't. So they can get back the wife that they lost in another woman. So why don't we just skip all the rigmarole and acknowledge the elephant in the room, right? Traditional roles have been abolished. It is what it is. You could shake your hands at feminism and capitalism until you're blue in the face. You can stomp around and pout. You can listen to all the red pill podcasts and fifth wave feminism that you want. Unless you got a time machine we can all hop in.
Men are not asking, men are not asking women to be traditional. Men are saying that if you're demanding traditional men, you should be traditional yourself. A lot of men are fine with 50-50. I swear to God, listening to women is like a hemorrhage, right, in the brain.
It's going to be what it's going to be. Wives are no longer wives. Husbands are no longer husbands. A spouse's job is to be a good partner. And there is benefits in that for everybody. Be present, participate, and be a good partner. And for the love of fucking God, shut up about it already. Fuck off. What question?
God. No, this is why, right? This is exactly why men are leaving it. Men are tired of these type of women, right? Who wants, imagine this, right? Marrying this type of woman. Imagine that. Imagine the headache. Do you think this woman will bring you peace? No. It will literally be a headache every day. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay. Insanity.